All right, I'm gonna do a video here to show the upcoming podcast. I'm gonna also record it here on Zoom so that way we have the thoughts. So here's the outline for the upcoming June podcast we want to run. Saw that there's a lot of value in people seeing like a list, a top 3, a top 10, a top 5. So that's what we're gonna kind of go from. For the first one is top 3 interview tips. First one is first impressions. It's about timing. It's understanding that your interview starts the moment that you hit the parking lot, the moment that you talk to the first employee at the organization. Then when you come in, you want to make sure it's better to be 30 minutes early than 1 minute too late. Next is making sure that you're groomed. It's always better to be overdressed than underdressed. If it's business casual and you show up in a suit, that's good. If it's business casual and you show up in jeans and a polo, not so good. Some people have a real disliking for jeans. It just depends on kind of who they are. It doesn't hurt to ask the recruiter. At the same time, use your own judgment. Megan and I will ping pong back and forth. Her being female will have a different perspective on women's clothing than, of course, than I would. Next is to be able to look at your overall grooming, right? Make sure that your hair looks well done. You don't need to go to a shop, in a salon or a barber shop, or the great clips the night before. But make sure you look good. You look presentable. Next one is preparation. It's important to understand that you've done some homework. You looked at the role that you want to do. You looked at the company, who you're interviewing with. You see the opportunity. In today's marketplace, you can probably even look up who you're about to interview with and look up some information about those individuals. You can look about the organization locally and find out about the culture. In preparation as well, it's extremely valuable if you have questions that you've written down ahead of time. That's another powerful way to be able to present your thoughts in a clear and concise way. And then also in your preparation, take the time, Google up top 25 interview questions and write out, practice your responses. It shouldn't be off the fly. Even if you have the greatest ability to speak right off the cuff, it's going to come a lot better off the cuff if you know exactly what you're going to be talking about. So too often people come in and they say, I'm super hardworking, I love what I do, one of my weaknesses is caring too much. We've all heard it. And what we want is specific. So if I ask you a question about when was the last time that you failed, I want you to think of a specific time. Client came in, they were irate, that you had sold them the wrong thing, they were screaming and hollering at you. You got them to calm down, come into your office. By the end of it, they bought more. That's what I want to hear, is a specific example. So that way I kind of know where to go from that. Last one is follow-up. This one is thorough. Write a handwritten thank you note. Very few things go in the post these days unless it's being shipped for like Amazon or shopping. So getting a handwritten note is powerful. An email, I'd say, is a nice thought, but again, a handwritten thank you note is even more powerful, to be even more memorable, especially when you're going up other people for that one position. The next one is, I think it's very powerful to bring a leave behind. Something that talks about you. It could be a DISC assessment. It could be your 16 personalities when it comes to your career. It can be your Strength Finder 2.0, your top 5 qualities printed out. It could be a professional photo and up, and make sure that your professional photo shoulder and up matches your LinkedIn, so that way you have a uniform brand, you have a uniform reputation. And too often it's not about personal branding in the marketplace as much as it's about carrying the message of who you are to the marketplace. So your LinkedIn, your business Facebook page, your business Twitter, it should all speak the exact same message, and it should have the same person in front of it. So I don't want you in workout clothes in your LinkedIn, but then a professional photo on your Facebook. It's disjointed. Lastly, in the follow-up, at the end of the conversation, it's always great to ask, so what is the next step in this process? In this interview process, now that we've completed this first interview, thank you again for your time. What is the next step? When should I be anticipating to hear from you? And it is not a problem to call back a week goes by. Hey, Angela, I want to just keep in touch with you. Know we had a great interview last week. Really enjoyed meeting with you. Wanted to make sure you got my thank you note. Looking forward to the next interview. Keeping moving forward in that process. It shows that you have perseverance, persistency, you have passion, you want to work there, and it shows that you're professional. Next podcast. That's one with a little bit more detail. We're going to talk about the gig economy, having a side hustle while you also have a full-time gig. Then we're talking about work-life balance, which truly is work-life flexibility. And the last one in June, entrepreneurship. So we already have lined up the next 4 podcasts for the Asian sensation. Sherm's out.